that.
Normally, how big are these farms?
Yeah, you have farms that go from 1,000 hectares to 5, 6, 10,000 hectares. Corporate farmers go into 30,000 hectares. This one is 2,000, past 2,000 hectares. The next one we're going to visit is a little bit smaller than 2,000 hectares. And this one is family owned, the other one is from an investor. So basically what Allied Venture do is manages all the farming process on the property.
What is the issue with land titles and safety? I think lots of Indian investors are concerned about land titles and no conflict over land titles. So what's the situation in Uruguay about that?
Uruguay, all the property regulation is very clear. All databases are very clear. So basically there are no problems related any discussions about who's the land. That's all registrations, all things are in state government. When you go and buy something, you write down the contract, that's registered, and immediately you receive your title and that's it. It all ends there. No one can come and say, no, I'm the owner or whatever. So it's fast, it's easy to do. Usually this kind of operation takes 1-2 days from end to finish to have the title. Every time a transaction is made, it is published in official newspapers. So
it's transparent.
Yeah, it's completely transparent.
What is the cost of registering changing the title from one name to another?
No, it's for the party selling. It's about it's 12%. The cost of selling of registering is very low. It's less. About 0.5% of but not the real value. It's a value that is estimated by the government that usually is less than half of the real value. So it's a very small percentage. You have a tax when you sell a property that it is an income tax. You have to calculate the 12% of the difference, the price you
capital gain.
Yeah, the capital gain.
Okay.
That's really the big cost.
When you say there is a different price on which the government values the land, a different price which you pay. So how is it? Everything is paid through the normal banking channels.
This is a free market, so there are no controls or restrictions about who can buy land, how, at which price. There are no price control, no rent control. It's whatever is written in contracts by people is what is served. Of course, respecting the local laws. So basically, prices are set by two individuals, and that's it. The government has a price database, especially for tax reasons, because there's also another tax for owning land that is very slow. It's about $5 per hectare per year.
Right.
That is calculated also on that fixed price, no? And exports and everything has a sort of a reference price that the government.
In some countries they purchase land, which you pay part of it by check, and you also pay some money in cash. Is that also here?
Here you can pay the way you want. You can pay in cash, in checks, bank transfer. There's no limits to money going into the country or out of the country.
And whenever an investor wants, he can sell his land and take the entire money out.
Yeah, completely.
No problem.
He can take out all the profits he makes each year, and he can take out all the capital from the investment.
Right.
There's no restriction on that.
Right.
Uruguayan constitution states that there can be no discrimination between foreign and local investors.
Right.
So basically, there's not ever going to be a law that can say foreign investors should do this, or it's equal for everyone or not. And right now there are absolutely no controls on you have the right to take your money wherever you like.
Right.
What is the issue of land appropriation? You know, lots of foreign investors are concerned about that. Maybe people in India too. Because, I mean, they think of emerging markets and lump all emerging markets in one category. Can you please speak to that?
No, here we have absolutely no problem with that. There are no cases of people going into a farm and trying to stay there.
So no squatters?
Yeah, first because usually police will come and take them out if they are trespassing private property. Second, because there's really no need also there's no social unrest on that side, because Uruguay is one of the lowest density of inhabitants per square kilometer.
I think it's 19 per square kilometer.
In Latin America, maybe around the world. So as you see, there's no
I think the question was, is there a risk in the future that once many foreigners come and buy a lot of land, the government may nationalize the holdings? Is it possible? Like in Argentina, they have nationalized the pension funds. And in Latin America, in some countries, there has been a problem of nationalization. Is there a risk here?
Usually there are some left governments that talk about that. The truth is that's almost impossible to really come over to. One is because most people that have been in agriculture in Latin America for hundreds of years are very wealthy people, and that are not only now in agriculture. They are almost in every industry, telecommunications, cable TV. So they have a lot of influence all over the span. Secondly, there's a huge part of the population, for example, all these service providers. There's a lot of capitalist movement around the farms. You have logistic providers, the harvesters, the sprayers, the people who control seeds, etc. They wouldn't like to see something that would destroy their business, because all that is possible thanks to big areas. If you have a left, more than really a radical left view that everyone should have a small parcel of land, that means that big harvesters connected to satellites, all that makes no sense. You would go back to agriculture as it was made 60 years ago. And there would be a lot of social unhappiness. That on one side. Second also is there's a lot of international groups here, Cargill, Dreyfus, Monsanto, name them, they're all established with industries, with land. So, and there are a lot of, also investment protection agreements between the countries from which these companies came and the Uruguayan government. So if the Uruguayan government does something like that, billions and billions of these companies, something that would be very difficult to happen.
So there's a bilateral investment protection with India as well.
Uruguay has Finland, Spain, France, the UK, India, Belgium, with Mexico, Canada, basically a lot of countries, and it's really far-stretched to think that a government can pull that out.
Wonderful.